today I'm going to show you a neutral look. It's a neutral face. This look is great if you want to basically look very professional, if you're going somewhere where maybe a job interview where you're not sure about the people who you're interviewing with, like they might be a little more concerned. I will get to the look. Have fun. So the first thing that I did is I used the moisturizer. You can use any moisturizer that you prefer. I prefer Oil of Olay Total Effects 7-in-1 anti-aging. So daily UV moisturizer. There is an SPF of 15 in it, and it is fragrance free. It will make your face a little shinier. You can see that's why the left side of my face looks so much shinier compared to the right side. Any type of SPF will do that. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my stippling brush from Sephora. And I'm just going to take the slightest bit of Revlon Colorstay in 240 medium beige, and see, can you see how little I put on there? See that? And I'm going to start buffing this around on my cheek and getting my nose, put a little using the bottom fibers on my forehead, and just like this. See, you don't need much at all, and this really does stay very well. Sometimes I really have to rub to get this off. Just water and soap sometimes even, and toner will not work. That's how good this stuff is. It's about $10 to $12 at a Target or Rite Aid, CVS, any of those drugstores. It's going to be a little more at places like Rite Aid or CVS, especially if it's a 24-hour for the convenience. But you can always find pretty good sales there. Alright, so we put our foundation on. Next we're going to put our concealer on, and I'm using a Sonia Kashuk Glow Concealer brush like this. I'm going in with my MAC, and this is NW25. It's a Studio Finish Concealer. This also has an SPF of 35, and I'm just going to dab a little on under here. You don't need much of this either, and just kind of rub it in with my finger pad. I use my ring finger because it's the least strongest of all the fingers, so it's less likely to tug. I'll also use some leftover concealer and put it around here because my nose can sometimes get red around there, and you can cover up any other blemishes that you might have. For some of you, I know some people's faces are a little more red in some areas than others. You can get concealer that actually is green. Green on the color wheel, and I will do another video about the color wheel, is actually opposite of red. So that means that it will balance it out. It'll become neutral if you add green to the red. And when you do get the green concealer, I have applied it directly to the skin on people before, but what you can also do is you can mix it in a foundation, and I've heard this is better. I have yet to try it, but it definitely makes sense what the person was saying. If you mix it more in the concealer, and then you'll get a more even coverage, and you won't get any green spots, because the goal is not to look green, it's to cover up the red. Alright, so I used the concealer. Next what I'm going to do is basically some highlighting. I'm using High Beam from Benefit. And this is like a creamy consistency. It looks like it's kind of like in a nail polish thing. Alright, and I'm just putting some on the tops of my cheekbones, like that. I'm going to put some, I like to put a little down my nose, just a little. I like to put some here, give a little more definition to that. And on my chin. And I would put some under my eye. I'm putting some above here though. But, we're going to put some concealer under there, so we're going to wait for that. And we'll probably put some extra on our cheek. Now just, instead of rubbing it around, just kind of like dab it in, pat it in like this. This will give you a nice dewy glow in areas that you do want highlighted. You can rub it around if it's a little extra, if it's a little too much. And remember, this will make things pop out, whereas the dark will make things recede. So now we want to go in there with that dark. And I'm using, actually, this is a brow kit, brush on brow kit. I find this to be very, like, you want to use this as eyeshadow because it's not very pigmented, but that's exactly the reason why I am using it. So because I'm doing it on myself, I'm going in with my finger pad, but you can go in with MAC's 275 brush. I'm not doing it because this has eyeshadow on it. I don't want to get it on my nose, but what you do is you would just dip it in like this and then run it down this area. Now this will create more depth to your nose if that's what you're going for. I personally like this look. Some of you don't. It really depends on what type of nose that you like. We're gonna go like that. And this, I believe, makes my nose look longer and like I have more of a bridge, because my nose is very flat and I like it to look a little more raised and elongated. If you have too long of a nose that you don't like, you can always add some dark color underneath. Or if you have too short of a nose, you can extend the light color down there and just keep extending that dark color. There are all sorts of illusions that you can create using highlights and darker colors, so it's a lot of fun to play with. Next, we're going to do our contouring. We did our highlight, now we're going to apply a shadow. So remember, dark recedes, highlight stands out. I'm using L'Oreal's True Match powder, and this is in Cocoa. You can use eyeshadow, you can even use, if you have a matte brown blush or anything like this. I'm just taking my brush to be around. Now, I know a lot of people, what they do to contour their cheeks is they suck their cheeks in like that, like a fish. But I don't prefer to do this. I have done it before, and I go down like this to contour my face and bring out the cheekbone, but it really makes my cheeks look like, I already think my cheeks are big. It makes them look so much bigger because of the area that I'm contouring, and it just makes my face look really bubbly. So I actually don't follow that pattern. What I do is I go on the bone, I go on the cheekbone, and I leave the slightest bit of area here to be highlighted. And you can also, if you have a bigger face like I do and not so oval, you can go down here, and this will kind of give the illusion, since it's receding, it will slim your face a little bit. You can go up here also to do that. And a little goes a long way. Like, you don't want to look like you just played in the mud, like I've looked like on several occasions. So, and you can kind of touch that up. If you have a little double chin or something, you can kind of go underneath, and this dark will kind of make it a little less noticeable. If you also want to highlight parts of your chin, because remember we did the highlight here, you can go a little like this if you want to chisel out your face a little. Alright. Next, we're going to apply a little blush, and I'm using the same brush that I used for contour, and this is MAC's Pink Swoon, and I love this, absolutely love it. It looks very scary in the jar, in the pot, but when you see it like this, you can tell it's a very, like, it's very sheer, so it doesn't come out as crazy looking. So smile, okay, and then apply like this, alright? Just kind of in little circular. There we go. Just like the apples of the cheeks, okay? Alright, the next thing that we're going to do is line the eyes. For once, I'm not using liquid eyeliner. I'm actually just using Rimmel's Black Magic Special Eyes Precision Eyeliner Pencil, and this is a kohl pencil. I do not use any other, besides liquid and gel, I don't use pencils that are not kohl, because they just, I cannot work with them. They stretch my lid so much. First we're going to basically tight line. This is where you hold your eye up and you get between the lashes. Can you see that? I hope you can. Okay, have to check. You get between the lashes. This makes it so, first of all, it makes your eyelashes look fuller. Second of all, when I first started filming these videos, I didn't do this. I didn't think I needed to, but when I would look down, I would notice a severe gap between my eyeliner and my lashes. And it would just be this, like, skin-colored space, and that's not really cute. So I started doing this more, especially when I'm doing videos, just so that that space isn't as evident. And it's really just a little space. It's really not a big deal. But it's just kind of like a pet peeve of mine to see myself with that gap in videos. Alright, so we did that. Now we're going to, okay, I've never lined my lids on camera. Now we're going to just do a very thin line. And you can hold your eye out the slightest bit, don't tug too hard. And just stay close to the lash line. And just kind of wing it out a little bit. Alright, go over that, and since this is a kohl pencil,